So the CIA recently declassified some documents revealing a Cold War era experiment that the agency conducted to try and find, get this, the Biblical Ark of the Covenant using psychic techniques.
The Ark of the Covenant, the chest the Hebrews used to carry around the Ten Commandments.
So allegedly, some CIA documents have been found or exposed or uncovered that claim the Biblical Ark of the Covenant has been found, located. Let's check it out.
Someone find Dr. Jones. We may need him for another adventure. So the CIA recently declassified some documents revealing a Cold War era experiment that the agency conducted to try and find, get this, the Biblical Ark of the Covenant using psychic techniques.
The Ark of the Covenant, the chest the Hebrews used to carry around the Ten Commandments.
Our saga starts in 1988 as part of a secret U.S. intelligence program known as Project Sunstreak. A person with the psychic ability to see events and locations, known as a remote viewer and identified only as number 32, was asked to describe a hidden object using nothing but geographical coordinates. The target, unknown to the viewer, was apparently the Ark. According to the documents, viewer 32 described a coffin-shaped container made of wood, gold, and silver, decorated with winged angels, closely matching the biblical description of the Ark. The viewer said the object was hidden underground in a dark, wet location somewhere in the Middle East, surrounded by Arabic-speaking individuals and domed buildings resembling mosques. The Ark of the Covenant is wildly important to both Jewish and Christian faiths. Also called the Mercy Seat, it's said to be the place from where God communicated with Moses in the desert.
Let me know what your thoughts are on this. I definitely have mine, but I'll save them till the end. But comment down below.
The Ark is said to hold the tablets of the Ten Commandments, Aaron's staff, and an urn of manna. It went missing during the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem in 586 BCE, and there are actual stories of people dying when they mishandled it. Although people's faces melting off like in the Indiana Jones movie was never recorded.
Ark is a source of unspeakable power, and it has to be researched.
The notes from viewer 32's remote session also included sketches and warnings. Viewer 32 claimed the container was guarded by, quote, entities, and said anyone attempting to access it without authorization, not sure what that would be destroyed by forces unknown to us. They added the Ark could only be opened when the time is deemed correct. They described it as deeply spiritual, meant to unite people and preserve lost knowledge. If this story sounds familiar to you, it might be because the CIA declassified the documents back in 2000, but it recently resurfaced after being featured on a podcast. Intelligence veterans say the session was likely a training target, not an operational mission, and caution remote viewing lacks scientific basis.
Now, I'm wondering were these people, the CIA orchestrators of this whole thing, were they aware of what was there at that location? Did they believe the Ark was actually there or something similar to it? Now, is it possible that the Biblical Ark of the Covenant is still in existence somewhere? I think so. I think that we won't know. I think the odds of it coming out and made known publicly, if it does still exist, if it's still intact, I don't think the Lord would honestly let that be known. I think people would start to worship that thing. They would worship it as if it's the actual presence of God now. Now, to the Jew, it would be more significant. Not that it wouldn't be significant for us Christians, because right now we understand that God indwells us through his Spirit after we come to faith in him. We have the indwelling Holy Spirit. So the need for the Ark, I don't think the Ark has the same need now. And so in that degree, it wouldn't be as relevant as it was during the biblical times where the Ark was carried with the nation of Israel. but it would be pretty impressive. Now, when we talk about the issue of remote viewing, I'm automatically going to be skeptical of that. I do believe that there may be people who have abilities that can be explained in the natural. I have the tendency to think that it might be a demonic thing, that is not a biblical gift. Those are my thoughts personally, and I think it wouldn't be a safe thing to really start digging around in that world, dealing with spirits and the supernatural on that level, where we seek to find out things outside of a biblical practice. I think it's extremely dangerous, and I think the Bible is very clear on that, especially when you're looking through the Old Testament verses, why some of the nations that surrounded Israel, why God didn't want Israel to be like them because of their practices in witchcraft and necromancy and looking to the stars, like astrology and things like that. God told the nation of Israel that they weren't supposed to do any of that kind of stuff. And there's also references to that in the New Testament as well. So I don't think that's anything for the Christian to be playing around with, but let me know what your thoughts are on this whole remote viewing topic.
And even though no physical evidence of the Ark's existence has ever been found, theories about its location continue to persist. But word to the wise, if the Ark is real and someone finds it, please do not open it, or at least give the rest of us a heads up so we can at least shut our eyes.
Very interesting, though, regardless of whether it's factual or not. But I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this topic. Comment down below. But before you go, check out this video right here on a related topic that I think you'll find quite fascinating. Check it out.